Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived a boy named Ryan. He was clever, but also incredibly lazy. He lived with his parents in a small house on the edge of the town. Every day, he helped his father in the fields, but his job was simple: to chase away the birds that came to eat their rice crops. Most people used sticks or slingshots for this task, but Ryan didn't like to move much. Instead, he built tall wooden poles across the field and connected them with ropes. Whenever birds came, he would just tug the ropes to scare them away, all while lying comfortably under a tree. His father often worried about his laziness. If I ever fall sick, he thought, how will Ryan take care of everything? But since Ryan always managed to finish his work in his own way, his father never scolded him. One summer, however, a severe dry season hit the region, and Ryan's father fell terribly ill. The responsibility of tending the entire field now rested on Ryan's shoulders. He tried to work hard, but his body wasn't used to such effort. Day by day, the crops began to dry up and die because they weren't getting enough water. Ryan couldn't save them, no matter how hard he tried. That night, he sat outside under the stars, feeling helpless and full of regret. Why didn't I ever try harder? He whispered. Now everything my family worked for is gone. The next morning, Ryan heard a commotion in the village. When he went to see, a soldier was announcing a royal competition to be held at the king's palace. The winner would receive a chest full of gold. Ryan's eyes widened with hope. This could save my family, he thought, and without hesitating, he declared that he would join the competition. The villagers burst out laughing. You, the laziest boy in the village, they mocked. You can't even water your own crops. But Ryan didn't care what they said. He packed a small bag and began his 3-day journey to the palace. His parents didn't expect him to win, but they secretly hoped this adventure would teach him the value of hard work. After 3 long days, Ryan arrived at the palace. The competition began the next morning. Dozens of participants, strong and athletic, gathered near a vast lake. The royal announcer explained the first challenge. You must cross this lake. The first 3 to reach the other side will advance to the next round. As soon as the countdown began, 3, 2, 1, go. Everyone jumped into the lake and started swimming with all their might. But Ryan stayed behind, thinking deeply. I can't outswim these people, he realized. But maybe I can outthink them. His eyes darted to the nearby forest. Without wasting time, he ran into the trees, collected a few broken branches, and tied them together using vines to make a small raft. Then he grabbed a flat piece of wood to use as a paddle. This isn't a swimming race, he thought with a grin. It's a race to cross the lake. The method doesn't matter. As the others grew tired, splashing and gasping for breath, Ryan calmly paddled across the water. Slowly but surely, he overtook several swimmers. By the time he reached the far shore, he was in 3rd place, just enough to qualify for the next round. The crowd watching from the palace walls was astonished. Who is that clever boy? They murmured. The next day, the final challenge was announced. Each contestant was given a large, heavy wooden block and told, you must push this block 1 kilometer to the finish line. Behind you are several tools. You may choose only one to help you. The other 2 contestants quickly made their choices. The first grabbed a thick rope and began pulling the block with all his strength. The second chose a long wooden stick to use as a lever, pushing the block inch by inch. Ryan, however, didn't rush. He stood still, examining the tools carefully. I'm not the strongest, he thought, so I must be the smartest. After a few moments, he picked up a small knife. The audience gasped in confusion. What can he possibly do with that? They whispered. Ryan didn't respond. Instead of pushing the block, he began carving it. Piece by piece, he chipped away at the wood until it started to take a rounded shape. After an hour of patient work, he had transformed his block into a giant wooden bowl. Now, instead of struggling to push a heavy object, he simply rolled it forward. The crowd erupted into cheers as Ryan's ball picked up speed. He raced past the two exhausted contestants, pushing the rolling block down the path with determination. At last, he crossed the finish line first, raising his hands in triumph. The king himself came forward and smiled. You have shown not only strength, but intelligence, the king said proudly. You have proven that true success belongs to those who think differently. Ryan was awarded the chest of gold, but more importantly, he had earned respect. As he walked back home with the prize, the villagers who had once mocked him now applauded. We were wrong about you, Ryan, they said. You may have been lazy, but you were never foolish. Ryan smiled humbly and replied, I was lazy because I had no reason to push myself. But when I found my purpose, I discovered what I was capable of. From that day on, Ryan changed completely. He took care of his fields, helped his father recover, and worked with both strength and creativity. His cleverness and determination turned him into one of the most respected men in the village. This story reminds us that even the laziest person can achieve great things when they find a powerful reason to act. Sometimes, intelligence isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. So, if you ever feel lazy or unmotivated, remember Ryan's story. Find your reason, believe in your ideas, and take action. Because true success doesn't come from strength alone. It comes from the mind that dares to think differently. If you liked this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales like this one.